Let's briefly discuss politicians. If an atheist ever ran for president, he would miserably fail. And why is that, you might ask? Because he's telling the truth, and people don't want the truth because the truth sucks. Not to mention, every single member of the U.S. Senate is religious. Based upon the amount of atheists in America, that's insane. But I can't blame them. It's what keeps their position secure. Since 2007, atheists in America have almost doubled. That's impressive because it's hard to be a public atheist today, and that's not likely to change anytime soon. Despite the verbal persecution atheists receive, they are a movement, and they are growing to attack all religion, all faiths, all denominations, and yes, even agnostics. Atheists tend to use humor, science, and sound logic when attacking Christians and Muslims, because most religious people are just stupid, and they only have faith because it's what their parents and everyone around them believes. The recent rise of atheism is attributed to many people, but perhaps Richard Dawkins is the most notable. Regardless of what you think about Dawkins, the man is older than 74 years and still killing it at life. A fun fact is that he was a Christian at one time. Moving on to the good stuff. In the God Delusion, Dawkins says improbability actually proves there is almost certainly no God. Now imagine for me a Christian who says, evolution is all chance, and I see design everywhere, so there must be a designer. Dawkins says that is all freaking messed up on so many levels. A blunt, educated atheist might reply by saying, what the hell? Evolution is the opposite of chance, and since you brought up chance, it seems unlikely to me a designer even existed, because who could have designed the designer? One thing that atheists and creationists can agree on is that chance didn't make the world the way it is today. So what is the answer to all of this? Dawkins thinks accumulation is the answer. Accumulation breaks down the big picture into smaller, more logical steps. It's actually quite simple to understand. Dawkins gives the illustration of climbing Mount Improbable. Here is Mount Improbable. One side is a cliff that is impossible to climb. The other side is an easy incline that leads all the way to the top of the mountain. It would be insane to think evolution somehow leaped off the ground all the way up the impossible cliff by chance. The gradual process of evolution was actually much smarter than that, and it decided to go around the back of the mountain and head up the easy incline. And presto, easy. Evolution shows people the power of gradual degrees, not chance. Chance is just crazy. By the way, it would only take one time for someone to prove that a complex organ could not have evolved through gradual degrees over many years. If someone did that, the whole theory of evolution would crumble forever. Though many have tried, Dawkins and Darwin both say no one has ever produced the proof. Now, a bigger question should be coming to everyone's mind. Where did everything come from? Basically, Dawkins says we don't have as good of an answer for that yet. But that doesn't mean we should give up or stop researching because we already have ideas that are better than some macho, powerful God creating and sustaining the universe and everything in it to the smallest detail. Dawkins presents three main theories. The first theory says there are many universes, like bubbles of foam. That just sounds peachy, right? These bubbles of foam exist alongside each other. They make up one megaverse. This megaverse probably has alternative scientific laws from our own. The second theory, which rises out of the first, says our universe may keep expanding forever, or it might remain constant, or it might even collapse in on itself, creating a big crunch that bounces back into expanding. Most likely, this would be a 20 billion year process that has been recycling for some time already. And a third and most likely theory says that a daughter universe is born through black holes from a parent universe. This theory follows natural selection, where only universes that have what it takes will survive. Dawkins says these three theories are more probable and simpler to agree with than any theory with a God. And don't think proving God's existence factually is simple. It's not. Finally, let's review Dawkins' 6 main points. Throughout time, it has been hard to explain why everything looks like it has been designed by a designer. Next, it's a natural urge to say a designer made everything. Number 3, ultimately, a designer causes more problems, especially who designed the designer. We need a scientific theory. Number 4, natural selection is that problem-solving theory. Creationism is a trick. Moving on to 5, we can't fully explain how everything got here. And finally, just as it took scientists time to discover natural selection, it will also take time to discover where everything came from. And the weak theories we have now are at least better than anything a theist has ever produced or will produce. These ideas prove God almost certainly does not exist.